Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Raul Melendez, and this is MPA 540 Human Resource Management for Public Sector. Today's presentation will begin with a brief introduction about me, including my background, family, hobbies, professional experience, and also career goals. I will then discuss Paul Light's four ties of reform philosophies, such as the scientific management, war on waste, watchful eye, and deliberation management, along with their application to public sector human resource management and examples from public sector agencies. I will then conclude the presentation with closing remarks. A little bit myself, childhood, I was born and raised in Southern California. I was raised in a city called Calexico, which is a neighboring city to Mexicali, Mexico. I am bilingual. That's how I maintain my both languages, my Spanish, I would say. I have two older siblings, my sister who is the oldest, my brother in the middle, and then I'm the youngest. We were all three raised by a single parent, my mom. Super proud of her for doing such accomplishment. My family, I am happily married, 7 years and going on to 8 years in November. I am a formal adoptive or official, I should say, adopted parent of Lucas. He is turning 5 in August, and then I also added these little feet because we're in the process of fostering to adopt a second child. He is 3 months old today. So we are super excited about that. And then we have Khaleesi and Milo, part of our family as well. Hobbies, we love to travel. Recently went to the Bahamas. We enjoy flying, Mexico, traveling to Cancun, Tulum. Also, we do have a projected upcoming uh, trip to Oahu, Hawaii. So we're excited about that. And I do enjoy watching shows or movies in Netflix. And then also I do like to go outdoors on hikes and just being out in nature grounds me. So a little bit of my educational background started at IBC after I graduated from high school, did some general education courses, did not complete. But I'll explain why in the next slide as far as what got in the way of not completing that degree there. And then, so fast forward, 2020, I conducted intensive clinic-based community health worker certification in Loma Linda. So I was living in Imperial County, relocated in 2018 to Riverside County. Uh, there was a career change there as well. So next slide, I'll show more about it. But I landed here in Loma Linda with obtaining the certification, which it was kind of like a COVID time. So I was going in person to school for the certification, but then it transitioned to online. And that's where I discovered, you know what, I do enjoy online schooling and it's doable. So I actually enjoyed it. So fast forward, uh, enrolled in College of the Desert in 2022. I completed my associate's degree in administration of justice. And then 2 years later at CBU, I completed my bachelor's degree in sociology. And then now projected or anticipated completion for my master's in public administration in December of 2026. Professional background. So I was a correctional officer for about 11 years, and then also a disciplinary hearing officer for the last 4 years. And that's an administrative role. Let's see. So in 2018, like I mentioned, transitioned from Imperial County to, or relocated to Imperial County, from Imperial County to Riverside County. And so that's where that career industry change happened. So I landed with Riverside University Health System at the India Community Health Clinic, which is a primary care doctor or doctor's office. So learned a little bit from public safety to transition to public health. Learned a lot there, and then I was a community health worker and promoted to behavioral health specialist too, but then transitioned to Inland Empire Health Plan, where I'm currently a health navigator, community health worker assigned to a specific program called Healthy School Program, assigned to two specific school districts in the Riverside County. Career pathways, I would say just I'm really open to uh, any public administration role, future state. I'm open. It is competitive out there, but excited to see what's next. As far as part two, types of reform for this part of the assignment, so I'll be discussing scientific management, war on waste, watchful eye, liberation management. So scientific management. So the first reform philosophy is scientific management. This philosophy focuses on improving efficiency through organization, structure, and clearly defined responsibilities. Employees follow standardized procedures, managers rely on established chain of commands, and work is performed consistently throughout the organization. Within public sector human resources, this philosophy supports standardized hiring practices, detailed job descriptions, and consistent workplace expectations. So, a good public sector example is the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation, where employees follow established policies, security procedures, and reporting requirements to maintain safety, accountability, and operational consistency. War on waste. The second reform philosophy is the war on waste. This philosophy emphasizes the responsibility or the responsible use of taxpayer resources by promoting accountability, efficiency, and fiscal responsibility. Government agencies accomplish this through audits, financial oversight, budget analysis, and performance reviews that help reduce waste while ensuring public resources are used effectively. So within public sector human resources, this philosophy also supports careful monitoring of staffing, overtime, payroll, and workforce expenditures. A good public sector example is the California Department of Finance. The department evaluates agency budgets, reviews funding requests, and monitors public expenditures to ensure taxpayer dollars are allocated responsibly and efficiently. The third reform philosophy is watchful eye. This philosophy emphasizes fairness, transparency, and accountability within government. Human resources professionals apply these principles by promoting ethical decision making, following equal employment laws, protecting employee rights, and ensuring due process. Transparent hiring practices and objective employment decisions help strengthen public trust in government organizations. A good public sector example is a county human Riverside County Human Resource Department, which publicly posts employment opportunities, follows merit-based hiring practices, and uses standardized selection procedures to ensure every qualified applicant has an equal opportunity to complete. And finally, the liberation management. This philosophy focuses on improving organizational performance by empowering employees and encouraging innovation. Managers emphasize teamwork, collaboration, continuous improvement, and measurable results rather than relying on strict procedures. Human resource departments support this philosophy through employee development, leadership opportunities, and collaborative problem solving. A good public sector example is Riverside University Health System through interdisciplinary collaboration, employee development, and a commitment to improving community health outcomes. The organization demonstrates how empowering employees can lead to better public service and stronger organizational performances or performance. These references are this slide were used to support the information presented throughout this presentation. And that concludes my presentation on Paul Light's Tide of Form and their influence on public sector human resource management. Thank you so much for watching this presentation.